We're just waiting. We're just waiting. Oh, there we are.
Hello, this is George.
Hey, Bonnie. Mwah.
And this is Adonai's Sanctuary Truth Classroom. We don't care what Bible you look at. We just want truth.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to believe in any one of them, that's your business. But what we come for is truth. And today is, I got to look at my calendar.
Tuesday,
May 6th.
Yep.
See, I'm not that bright. I thought it was Thursday.
No, they'd be throwing everybody off.
Yeah. I hope people are chiming in and want to know what's truth about Deuteronomy. My sweetie's going to read Deuteronomy 29. That's what we're going over. So Deuteronomy 29 is very interesting. Well, it is to us. It starts by explaining what they saw from their own eyes, or with their own eyes. My sweetie's going to read Deuteronomy 29, 1 and 2.
Then Moses summoned all Israel and said to them, "You saw everything Adonai did before your eyes in the land of Egypt, to Pharaoh, to all his servants, and to all his land. The great testings which you saw with your own eyes, and the signs and the great wonders."
The signs, the testing, the ones you saw. My sweetie's going to read 3 now.
Nevertheless, to this day Adonai has not given you a heart to understand, eyes to see, or ears to hear.
Your heart, you Israelites, have not given, Adonai has not given you understanding. You have eyes, but you don't see. You have ears, but can't hear. Now, how about a wonder that they may have not have even thought about? But think about this one little thing. It just jumped out at me. What's the difference between then and now, George? Eyes that see and ears that don't hear.
The same. Nothing changed.
I just thought about that.
Yeah.
4,000 years.
True.
Okay, sweetie, read number 4. Wait a minute. I got 24:4. It must be 29:4.
You want to read right up to it, so they catch what I'm going to read.
29:4, please.
I led you 40 years in the desert. Neither the clothes on your body nor the shoes on your feet wore out.
That was one of the wonders. They may never even notice their clothes nor their shoes wore out. That's interesting.
Okay.
40
Good
years.
shoes, good clothes.
We can't get shoes and clothes the last 2 years. 5 years. But anyway, my sweetie's going to read 5.
You didn't eat bread, and you didn't drink wine or other intoxicating liquors. This was so that you would know that I am Adonai, your God.
They didn't have bread, and they couldn't have any intoxicating drink for those 40 years. Deuteronomy 2:30 through 37, please.
Might be a challenge. But Shechem, king of Heshbon, would not let us pass through his territory because Adonai your God had hardened his spirit and made him stubborn, so that he could hand him over to you, as is the case today. Adonai said to me, "See, I have begun handing over Shechem and his territory before you. Start taking possession of his land." Then Shechem came out against us, he and all his people, to fight at Yahaz. And Adonai, our God, handed him over to us, so that we defeated him, his sons, and all his people. At that time we captured all the cities and completely destroyed every city, men, women, little ones. We left none of them. As booty for ourselves, we took only the cattle, along with the spoil from the cities we had captured. From Eror on the edge of the Arnon Valley, and from the city in the valley, all the way to Gilad, there was not one city too well fortified for us to capture. Adonai, our God, gave all of them to us. The only land you didn't approach was that of the descendants of Ammon, the region around the Yabok River and the cities in the hills, and wherever else Adonai, our God, forbade us to go.
And now she's going to go to 3, verses 12 and 13.
Of this land we took possession of them. I assigned to the Reubenites and to the Gadites the territory extending from Aram along the Arnon Valley, together with half of the hill country of Gilead, including its cities. The rest of Gilead and all of Bashan and the kingdom of Og I gave to half-tribe of Manasseh.
If you need more biblical wording, you can go to Numbers 21 through 25, verses 21 through 25. But my honey will go to Numbers 32, 31 through 33.
Oh, great. 32? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The descendants of Gad and of Reuben answered, "We will do as Adonai has said to his servants. We will cross over into the land of the Canaanites, armed before Adonai. And the land we will possess for inheritance will be on this side of the Jordan." So Moses gave the descendants of Gad and Reuben, and also to the half-tribe of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, the kingdom of Shechem, king of the Amorites, and the kingdom of Og, king of Bashan, the country and its cities within its borders, along with their surrounding towns.
Those readings state what Moses is talking about in Deuteronomy 29, 6 and 7. Read Deuteronomy 29, 6 and 7, please.
I have to find it now. When you arrived at this place, Shechem the king of Heshbon and Og the king of Bashan advanced against us in battle, and we defeated them, took their land, and gave it as an inheritance to the Reubenites, the Gadites, and the Manasseh.
Well, then Moses states the obvious. Read number 8, please.
Therefore, observe the words of this covenant and obey them, so that you can make everything you do prosper.
Keep the covenant. Pardon?
Duh.
No. Keep the covenant. If your people obey them, then everything you do will prosper. Read 9 through 12, please. Hi, Ann.
Today you are standing, all of you, before Adonai your God, your heads, your tribes, your leaders, and your officers, all the men of Israel, along with your little ones, your wives, and your foreigners here with you in your camp, from the one who chops your wood to the one who draws your water. The purpose is that you should enter into the covenant of Adonai your God and into his oath, which Adonai your God is making with you today, so that he can establish you today for himself as a people, and so that you will be God. So he will be God, and as he said to you, and as he swore to your ancestors, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Enter Adonai's covenant, you Hebrews, all of the Israelite men, women, children, foreigners, even the ones who chop your wood and bring you the water. Now Adonai is giving you an oath. Now what in the world am I talking about? Read 13 and 14, please.
But I am not making this covenant and this oath only with you. Rather, I am making it both with him who is standing here with us today before Adonai our God, and also with him who is not here with us today.
Make you a people and Adonai your God. That's what he swore to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This oath is not just for you, no, but for those who are not here today. That's what he says. Mm-hmm. Read 15 through 17, please.
For you know how we lived in the land of Egypt and how we came directly through the nations you passed through, and you saw their detestable things and their idols of wood, stone, silver, and gold that they had with them. So let there not be among you a man, woman, family, or tribe whose heart turns away today from Adonai our God to go and serve the gods of those nations. Let there not be among you a root bearing such bitter poison and wormwood.
Don't let evil take over, or let them turn away from Adonai to serve the gods of any nation. Are you listening? Don't let that poison or the wormwood get a foothold. 18 is so eye-opening about the person who believes in secret in what Adonai says, or the truth about what you might say Yeshua. Read 18, please.
If there is such a person, when he hears the words of this curse, he will bless himself secretly, saying to himself, I will be all right, even though I will stubbornly keep doing whatever I feel like doing, so that I, although dry or sinful, will be added to the watered or the righteous.
I'm sinful. And in the real wording it says that I'm dry. You're secretly, yet secretly I believe. I don't want anybody else to know it. It's a secret. But it's a secret that I believe. We see no evidence. Now that does bring up here's an interesting concept. I think everybody here at the table is going to go, Now that brings up an interesting concept. Now that goes, or you might say, it brings up the priests and teachers who know about Yeshua, yet with what you might call peer pressure, or with some other excuse, refuse to use the Messiah's real name.
Yep.
Isn't that what it's actually talking about? Stating you can use any false name you want for your Messiah. That's what they might as well be saying.
Yep.
People, guess what? I like what it says in that first part of that sentence. People, they are dry, sinful. Yet they believe because who they are, they believe they will be added to the watered or the righteous. Mm-hmm. Yet what does Adonai say in the first 6 words of 29:19? Read the first 6 words, please, dear.
But Adonai will not forgive him.
I underline that. Adonai will not forgive. And I put my own little tort on here. Adonai will not forgive those imposters.
They are.
Yes, imposters. Read the rest of 19. Read all of it again.
But Adonai will not forgive him. Rather, the anger and jealousy of Adonai will blaze up against that person. Every curse written in this book will be upon him. Adonai will blot out his name from under heaven. Wait a minute. There's so many religions and churches that say God is love. And it says here, I wrote, can you imagine the anger and the jealousy of Adonai, and it will be against that person? The curse in this book will be against that person.
And Adonai himself will blot out their, yes, if you follow their, then yes, even your name. That was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oof. I think people should listen to this next part. Priests and teachers, heads of religion, even popes better understand what is stated to the people of Israel and those leaders with their followers even today. Read 20, please.
Look what Ann said before you read that.
Think of the priest meeting now.
You
Did you read my notes, Ann?
I was going to say, wow.
Read
I'm
20,
sorry.
please.
I just saw that and I thought, wow. Adonai will single him out from all the tribes of Israel to experience what is bad in all the curses of the covenant written in this book of the Torah.
People, yes, even priests, think about this. Each one of those back then and today, I underlined this next part too. Adonai will single him out. Is that what you read?
Very much, yep.
Or maybe you out of all those that they brainwashed will be cursed because they and today turned you away from that one word, Torah. That's interesting. Now comes the generations that followed, all the way down to us.
Uh-oh.
To us. Oh, how can we state something as crazy as that? To us? You can read what happened when the Hebrews turned away from Adonai's rules, commandments, and started to follow made-up gods. Wait a minute. Haven't we been saying for quite some time that they did away with his real name and made up some fake name?
Yep.
But it says commandments and started to follow made-up gods.
Mm-hmm.
Since Yeshua, billions upon billions are doing the same thing.
Yep.
This generation, like those back then, will feel Adonai's fury. Will feel Adonai's furious anger. And Adonai will keep his door shut to all of them. Now that's a scary thought when you really understand what that means. Mm-hmm. And we'll get into that later on. My sweetie's going to read 21 through 27.
When the next generation, your children who will grow up after you, and the foreigner who will rise from a distant land, see the plagues of that land and the diseases which Adonai has, with which Adonai has made it sick, and that the whole land has become burning sulfur and salt, and that it isn't being sown or bearing crops or even producing grass, like the overthrow of Sodom, Amorah, Adnam, and Tezium, which Adonai overthrew in his furious anger. Then all the nations will ask, why did Adonai do this to this land? What is the meaning of such frenzied, furious anger? People will answer, it is because they abandoned the covenant of Adonai, the God of their fathers, which he made with them when he brought them out of the land of Egypt. They went and served other gods, prostrating themselves before them, gods that they had not known and which he had not assigned them. For this reason, the anger of Adonai blazed up against this land and brought upon it every curse written in this book. And Adonai, in anger, fury, and incensed with indignation, uprooted them from their land and threw them out into another land, as it is today.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Have you really realized it was back then, and it states as it is today, turning away from Adonai? you will feel Adonai's furious anger. The important part is not the plagues, diseases, the sick, or death. No, it's turning there and your back to Adonai. That's interesting. It's also scary.
No kidding.
Read 28, please, huh?
Things which are hidden belong to Adonai our God, but the things that have been revealed belong to us and our children forever, so that we can observe all the words of this Torah.
Think about that writing. The hidden things belong to Adonai. That's the truth. We cannot see. That's the truth. We cannot see. Yet they are there. We are to follow Yeshua today. He is not supposed to be one of those hidden things yet. But we just stated not long ago, yet priests and teachers and the Pope hide him by brainwashing you about that made-up Catholic Messiah name. Interesting. How can all that come from our little reading? Maybe it's because we're looking only for truth, not denominational philosophy or church doctrine.
Mm-hmm.
My sweetie's going to read the last 7 words of verse 28.
The last 7 words of verse 28. So that we can observe all the words of this Torah.
Oh, wow. Observe all the Torah? All the words? Never cast them away, and you should never belittle them by changing Adonai's words for teaching them or turning them into a false believing word called law, which the only thing I've ever heard from a priest in any church when they talk about the Torah is they call it law, because that's what they changed it into their Bible. The Torah came from Adonai, yet society has discarded even that meaning. Anyone who causes even the little ones to follow anyone but Adonai and his son, you are the embarrassment of all time. Oh, that is a strong statement. Anyone who causes even the little ones to follow anyone but Adonai and his son, you are the embarrassment of all time.
Amen.
And priest, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Amen too.
Not just back then, but today as well. Like 29:26 says, for that reason, Adonai's anger will blaze up against all of you. Your doom will rise up against you. I like the way that's wrote. Your doom will rise up against you when Yeshua returns. Oh, you may be living high on the hog now, but in the end, you better keep a hold of that hog. That's going to be all you have in the Achat Hayamim, the end of days. That's all of 29. And then I sat here for 2 or 3 days writing stuff. And my sweetie read it, or listened to me state it. She said to me, that's not done. So I kept writing. And finally, yesterday, I read what Adonai had me finish, and she goes, that's got to be read. Ready? This is kind of personal, and kind of hits you between the eyes and lightens the load, or puts thoughts in your mind, you might say. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you have been a success. Because up to a few years back, I was a total failure. Oh yes, we have boys who we are very proud of. We have no debt. And we worked hard for whatever we got. Here's something that may open up your mind, if you have all the money you could ever spend, if you worked in a factory like I did, or you're a janitor, or you're a ditch digger, and you had a good life, if you are a heart surgeon, brain surgeon, maybe you're an MD, if you taught children, young adults, or you are a doctor of the most respected universities in the U.S. or around the world, how about you preach to tens of thousands, and everybody on earth knows who you are without Adonai? Then you're not showing Adonai any respect.
Amen.
So when Yeshua returns, you will not be recognized by him because in reality, you don't know him now. Here's a little personal note. We like the Green Bay Packers, and they pay their players more money in 1 year than what most of us earn in a lifetime. People, I ask you, where is Adonai's value in that team? If the opposite, if you operate on 5,000 hearts or brains, yet not one of those people, or you even know Adonai by name, where is the value? Do you base your fun on an activity where your favorite college sports team excites you, or you love any activity before you love Adonai? If you think those things are harmless fun, well, who do you really serve? A sports activity, like we did at one time about the Green Bay Packers? A sports activity, or is there respect? Is there a respect you owe Adonai? If you're a priest or teacher anywhere, where is your love to Adonai? Or do you really want to keep Adonai and that guy called Yeshua in the backyard? Do you, as an individual, believe in both, yet you speak for them until your activity becomes more important? Oh, I'm sure Adonai wants you to have fun, but what is the real value or harm of that fun? Nothing I've ever done has given me the privilege to stand tall with Adonai. Yes, we have had a few earthly successes, but they were with no Adonai acclamation. Yet we had fun while no divine power went to doing anything of them on earth. We didn't go to college and become a professor or scientist working on improving this world or even humankind. We are not telling you not to be proud of you and yours. Everything that is in this world is you in this world. But if you achieve the world and put all other activities ahead of Adonai, you really have nothing but wood, hay, or stubble to be burned up at your time with Yeshua. When he comes back, he won't even know you. When my time comes and I won't be able to say, I put a word in there. When my time comes, I won't be able to say I should be given a place because of our boys, our grandchildren, the sports I liked, or the earthly activity I followed. No, it's now or never for the truth. That's why we're here. I cannot stand in front of Adonai and say, I kept all the major things, but I let all of those little minor things go because of a misinformed idea that your minor things are only of minor importance. To the world of Adonai, paying attention to what we perceive as what's important to our own. How would you list your successes? The more important question is, how do you list your failures? You have never heard from a person who cares less about any one of your successes more than we do. Really, I wrote more than us. While your failures mount higher every time you look the other way. Walk with a religion or discard the truth because a priest said you could or should. When it comes down to it, it feels good. Has nothing to do with eternal success, yet your earthly success has you and the world is yours. People, that's all you have is your world success. And if that is all you want, well, in all reality, hell is waiting for you and your loved ones. Do you think it's time to try to look for the real, eternal truth? Let all that earthly truth be your success of the past while desiring biblical truth with Adonai right now, today. We can't do it for you. Truth be told, I don't want you following us at all. You need to start your own journey looking for and hopefully finding the real truth about Adonai. If we can be that first spark of light, to light your fire for the truth in Adonai, we hope you start your own forest fire in his true words.
Burn down.
Not the falsification brainwashing that you follow in your life, in your church, yes, in your world. Truth be told, success isn't based on who you are, the name you've made for yourself, or how much money you've made in life. No, it's, do you know, follow, understand, and yes, worship Adonai.
Amen.
The one who is on the other side of his door now, and he will be there after Yeshua return. Now that's the truth in what we try to do here every day, every week. Even if you have no desire for the truth, think about this. How about letting your friends make their own decision and have every one of your friends go to georgenelsonstudy@gmail.com to give each one of them the same chance presented to you. See, there's a book there. And the book doesn't cost them or you 1 cent. It's free. Why not give them the same opportunity you just had for the truth? That's it for tonight. I hope the people who watch this want truth, want to be starting to light that fire, have that spark lit, so maybe you can get something burning. In the name of Yeshua and his Father, our Adonai. Amen.